Hello there, everyone. Santok here with Slickstar Gaming, and welcome back to more Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. In today's episode of side content, I have for you the final set of class quests for A Realm Reborn. That is, there will be more in Heaven's Word, but our final one, that's what I meant to say, is trying to tackle the Culinarian Guild here in Limsa. We're not making armor, we're not making clothes or potions. Now we're cooking food. Alright, let's start my final crafting class now. The Culinarian. One of my favorites. It's not actually no, this probably is my favorite for amusing reasons that I'll probably talk about much later into things. I don't know if that'll be much later. For me, recording wise, it's gonna be later. For uploading wise, I have no idea. I don't even know if it'll be like this expansion. Anyways, there are reasons I find Culinarian funny. And I know some of it I'll talk about later. I'm just, well, let's just move the fuck on. It's crafting! Woohoo! We're gonna make food! And sometimes you don't have the ingredients that you need to make your food, so what do? You go get them! We probably don't have to go mining for our ingredients. Actually, there might be a few things we might have to mine for. Actually, now that I think about it, like salt. Rock salt, specifically. That, I believe we do mine for. We'll have to go fishing sometimes. We'll have to go do some botany. We might have to kill animals and get things like dodo tenderloin. We might have to just buy them outright. Or, in some cases, craft more things. It's a spiral. To save both my time and yours, I will not be showing how I obtain every material needed for our questing, for our crafts and our quests here, because it will drive me insane. It will take way too much time. Instead, I'll just be like, oh hey, look, for this I needed this, and I got it like this. Nice and simple. So with that, let's go ahead and talk to our guild receptionist here. I'm just going to pronounce that name, Charles. Oh, I beg your pardon, good sir, but this is the Culinarians Guild. You are here to dine at the Bismarck. One of our waiters will be along shortly to show you to your... Oh, you're not a patron. Might I assume then that you wish to become a Culinarian? Yeah, actually. Whoa. Well, then I wholeheartedly recommend you join us, where one may learn the culinary arts under the finest chefs in all the realm. What say you? Yeah. Wonderful. Then without further ado, I shall acquaint you with the history of our guild. As you are doubtless aware, Limsa has long been the gastronomic capital of Eorzea. The city's rich culinary tradition is the product of a unique combination of factors. The first is our proximity to the fertile lands and plentiful seas of Vilbrand, which have ever yielded bountiful produce. The second is our standing as the realm's foremost trading port, which grants us access not only to exotic ingredients from faraway shores, but also to foreign merchants versed in their use. We are, in short, the beneficiaries of culinary knowledge from every corner of the world. Until recently, knowledge of this kind was passed on solely through word of mouth, and was therefore susceptible to corruption and loss. But it all changed when one man made it his mission to catalog every recipe of note. His name was Admiral Wolskif Blodwinstein, also known as Mast Cleaver. I had to slow down to be like, okay, I didn't think how I'm gonna say this name. Oh god, Rogadin, why? The man's love of fine cuisine was such that at sea, he would regularly spend as much time preparing meals in the galley as giving commands on the bridge. It was none other than he who founded the Culinarians Guild and codified cooking methodology. Today, the guild carries on Baldwinstein's legacy. Though the scope of our endeavors has expanded significantly, not content with simply preserving existing recipes, we labor tirelessly to devise wholly novel culinary creations, with which to delight the senses. To this end, our doors are open to folk from all walks of life, including adventurers, such as your good self. One may liken our guild to a great pot of stew, and each member to an ingredient, imparting a unique flavor. As with every dish, however, adding ingredients willy-nilly is certain to spoil the taste. Or you may take your place in the pot, and must be deemed a worthwhile addition by Guildmaster Lingsaf, a man whose passion for cooking burns hotter than any oven Before troubling him, I must warn you that ours is a truly sweltering kitchen. As such, you would be well advised to ask yourself, can I stand the heat, or should I get out of the kitchen? If you honestly believe that you can, speak to me once more, and I shall be glad to guide you through the enrollment process. Do it. So, have you the resolve to walk the path of the Culinarian? Way of the Culinarian. Charles would have you reaffirm your desire to join the Culinarians Guild. Wonderful! Then you must speak to Guildmaster Linksath at once. This comes as no surprise, but he is the finest chef in all of Limsa. His skill and dedication are second to none. You'll find the Guildmaster up the stairs yonder, keeping a watchful eye on his charges. Impress upon him your desire to learn, and he will surely find a place for you in his stew. By which I mean, the Guild. Well, I hope he's nicer than Gordon Ramsay. I was trying to think for a moment, it's like, could I give this guy like a Gordon Ramsay voice? I was like, I don't think I'm going to. One, I don't think I could do it justice. Two, that's just yelling. And I think I would do poorly after a while. Well met, Venturer. I take it you want to join our guild? Let's have a good look at you then. Huh. What's an underfed whelp like you know about cooking? Judging by them scrawny arms of yours, you'd struggle to lift a spoon. Never mind a skillet. I jest. Partially. It don't take much muscle to be a culinarian. Else, don't even take talent. At least not on its own. No, son. More than anything else, becoming a good cook boils down to passion. If you got that, there ain't nothing you can't achieve. So tell me, have you got it? He also doesn't act like Gordon Ramsay. That's the spirit. Aye, your passion for the culinary arts is plain to see. You'll be needing every bit of it if you want to become a master culinarian. Why, if what is that sound? It is driving me... It stopped. What is that? Oh, that's gonna drive me nuts. You'll be needing every bit of it if you want to become a master culinarian. Why, if mastery was a 12-course dinner, I'd hardly have finished the soup. Make no mistake, our trade's as tough as old mutton. And passion's the only thing what gets us through the gristly bits. But enough talk. What do you call yourself? Huh. Well then, Yeren Thay. Welcome to the guild. To mark the occasion, I present you with your very own skillet. Ain't much to look at, but it's more than serving a novice like yourself. Now then, let's see whether you can tell which end's which. Aye, aye. I know. I said you'd struggle to lift a spoon, but you've won me over. Now show me you can hold a skillet, and I'll get you started on your first task. Okay, but first, I want to know who's making that very annoying sound and what they are doing. Culinarian unlocked! Our final crafter! Our final class, technically. And you! Stop whisking an empty bowl! It's driving me mad! You evil little Lullabil! I can't jump back up there. Sadness. Alright, let's equip our skillet. And there go our clothes. Once again, I did not intend to click sprint. My first skillet. Linksath wants to assign you your first task. I see you're holding the skillet the right way around. Thank God. A culinarian lives and dies by his utensils. Get that into your head before you do aught else, or your food will look like shite and taste worse. Now let's see what you can do. For starters, I want you to make me some maple syrup using your skillet. Recipe's as simple as they come. You only need two things: maple sap and a fire shard. Josie sells sap over at the guild counter. Now time's wasting, so get to work. We don't pay to keep folk waiting in our trade. Alright, so I press the N button to open our crafting log, and here we go. What was it need making again? Maple syrup. There's also maple sugar, which requires maple syrup. Sometimes it is a pyramid of crafting materials for the craft that you're trying to make. Oh boy. So, maple syrup. We've already got our fire shards and our maple sap here. Every single one of our crafts require either like at least one shard, crystal, or cluster. I don't know. I'm assuming things take clusters at high levels because I actually do not know. I don't do high level crafting outside of my quests. But they're necessary. You can get them by killing some monsters, doing ventures, gathering, or the simplest way, buying them off the market board for Gil. Which is what I'll be doing if I ever run out. That's it. As for our maple sap, I gathered that over in the North Shroud using botany. So that's where you can get that. Let's click synthesize. That opens up this little interface here. Our goal is to make progress go up to 100% before our durability hits 0. This will be easy because it's a level 1 craft and our only button is basic synthesis. So if we somehow fail this, then the game failed us. Look at that, we did it. We didn't even make just one either. We made 3 pots of maple syrup. Look at that. And also, something I kind of like about crafts, I guess we didn't mention this before. If you have your cursor over it and it brings a little tooltip, it actually says who crafted it. That's pretty cool. So it says right there, Yarenthe Zantok made this maple syrup. What are the 7 L's are you waiting for? I told you to make me maple syrup. You have 3? What the hell? Show me one. The maple syrup's ready, is it? About bloody time. Let's see how it tastes then. This ain't bad. Flavor's alright. Consistency's nearly there. In short, a damn sight better than a lot of novices manage. As you probably know, maple syrup's one of the most popular sweeteners around, as a key ingredient in all manner of cakes and treats. What you probably didn't know is that boiling the stuff down gets you maple sugar, a different sweetener with different uses. Just goes to show, even the simplest ingredients can have hidden complexities. I said earlier that a culinarian lives and dies by his utensils. Well, that's just the half of it. He also needs to know his ingredients, and that's something that only comes with experience. Keep your nose to the stove and report back when you're ripe for another task. God, he's giving me like 30 rock salt? Jesus Christ. A treat of trout. Linksat wants you to cook for a fellow culinarian. You've come at a good time, Yarenthe. Just so happens, I need your help with something. One of our chefs buggered up an order a bit ago, and he's been down in the dumps ever since. Ingham, his name is. Joined the guild a few moons before you did. Determined lad, but don't take failure too well. Any road, we can't have him crying into his soup. Plays havoc with the seasoning. So I want you to try and cheer him up. There's not like a good meal to take a man's mind off of his many failings. A nice bit of grilled trout should do the trick. It's one of his favorites. Aye, if you was to cook him up a plate of that, I reckon he'd find the experiments highly motivating. The main ingredient, princess trout, can be out of the Highland. As for Ingham, you'll find him working in the kitchens. Prepare the dish and take it to him. Happy grilling! Alright, let's open our crafting log here. Grilled trout. So this requires 1 princess trout and 1 table salt. The princess trout I had to go fishing for in Middle Lenosha using crayfish ball bait. And the table salt I crafted with rock salt. So let's synthesize this. We got a couple new buttons now, including one that lets us increase quality of the item. But while that will allow us to make high quality items, it does not matter for these story quests. So we're just going to focus on progress with basic synthesis. And so we made 3 grilled trout. You make 3 at a time. It's actually kind of common with a lot of the culinarian stuff. Not all of it, as you can see with the roll and berry shaved dice. Alright, let's take it to Ingham. What is it? A grilled trout? For me? Well, yeah, I'm fond of the dish, but what have I done to deserve it? The guildmaster thought it would cheer me up, you say? Huh. Well, meaning though he may be, food is not the solution to every woe. But, come, let us see your handiwork. It's my duty as your senior to give you counsel, after all. Surely not. You made this? Truly. The aroma. It's delightful. And the skin, ever so slightly charred, just as it should be. 12 saved me. The thought of sticking my teeth into that crispy layer, tasting the tender flesh beneath. Ooh, Beg pardons. As I was saying, this is quite impressive. In fact, I doubt even the guildmaster would be able to fault it. And trust me, I'd know. But I don't understand it. You've been here scarcely long enough to learn syrup making, yet you're already capable of this? Do you know how long it took me to achieve the same? 6 bleeding moons! Gods, we're so utterly devoid of talent. No, I will not be outdone by a mere novice. I refuse to be outdone. My apologies. I thank you for the trout, and would have you accept this knife from me. Use it in conjunction with your skillet, and your cooking experience will be much enhanced. Do not mistake it for a gift. It is payment for the trout, nothing more. Besides, it will give me no pleasure to get the better of a man who wasn't properly equipped. Now leave me be. I have stock to take. Certain gear grants bonuses to your craftsmanship, control, and CP values. A higher craftsmanship rating hastens the progress of synthesis. Greater control increases the chance of creating high-quality items, and additional CP improves your crafting stamina. Outfitting yourself with an eye to your current objective will increase the efficiency of your crafting endeavors. Like the Gatherers, all of our crafters will have a secondary tool that they can use. That said, it's really just an aesthetic thing, but, it changes up the animations depending on what you're cooking. And so for Culinarians, we get a knife. Something I want to say about this knife is that you can actually buy in the games, like the online shop, where you can pay real money for things in the game, you can buy a Tonberry knife, which is for the Culinarian. This Tonberry knife is just something that you glamour over it. It doesn't have good stats or anything, it's just a level 1 knife, but it means so like, oh, you'll use a Tonberry knife when you're cooking. That said, it's also kind of disgusting because, I want to see if I can find it. Because it costs real money. Why is it giving it to me in euros? What? Okay, I don't know why it's giving me European money. But it costs real money. It looks like it's $3. $3 for this thing. And you only see it when doing very certain cooking recipes in like a 3-second animation. It's kind of ridiculous, honestly. It's cool looking, but it's ridiculous. Let us use it as a paladin weapon or something. God damn it. I want to go to a Tonberry knife. Anyway, enough of my bitching. Dodo it yourself. Linksap wants you to assist Ingham with a large order. Yarnthay! Fine timing. I need your help. Remember, Ingham? Well, your grilled tout did wonders for his motivation. Lad's been working his arse off ever since. Any road, I thought I'd give him a chance to prove himself with a big order for delivery. But it looks like he might have bit off more than he can chew. Now, everything he's made to be satisfaction. The problem being what he's not made. And I ain't talking about a missing twill nor a stray crouton neither. I'm talking about the bleeding main course, a grilled dodo. So, I'd be much obliged if you could whip up 2 servants in his stead and get him over to him. Quick. In case you're not familiar with the dish, it's one of the Bismarck's old favorites. You rub garlic and salt into a piece of dodo tenderloin, then grill it. Should impose a rising star like yourself, no trouble. Alright, well, let's get cooking. So, grilled dodo. Where would that be? There it is. So it takes 1 dodo tenderloin, 1 table salt, and 1 Garlian garlic. The garlic we got by doing some botany in Western Thanaland. The table salt is actually left over from something. Was it from our last course? Yeah, from the grilled trout. It's left over from the grilled trout. So I've still got that. And then the dodo tenderloin you can get from killing, well, dodos. Or you can buy it. Let's go ahead and craft one. Crafting just one of these things will give us 3. So we're going to get a spare. And we're just going to do basic synthesis. Here you go, Ingham. I helped. What is it now? The chemisters trust me with the preparation of a sizable order. So if you don't mind, I shall get back to work. I help. You've brought me 2 servings of grilled dodo. And what precisely do you propose I do with... Oh god, the main course! How could I have forgotten the main bloody course? And it's fortunately to start preparing now. Damn it! Your grilled dodo will have to do. Only the quality of the course and accompaniments compensates for... What the fuck? How is this perfect? You cook these? The golden brown hue, the tantalizing the eyes betwixt a perfect diamond pattern of griddle lines. How? Well, the surface is seared to perfection. Over a hot fire to seal the juices. Just as the guildmaster teaches. And this irresistible aroma. Just enough garlic to balance the dodo's gamey richness. But not so much to overwhelm the palate. I want it. But I can't. Beg pardons. As I was saying, this is impressive. Grilled dodo may seem a simple dish, but therein lies the rub. If one thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong. And I could not have produced anything near this standard. God damn it! I practiced day and night in order to improve my skills. Would have botched my largest order ever. And then you come along and save the day. You, of all bloody people. What have I done to deserve this? Suffice it to say, I am not pleased with how things have turned out. But you've done me a kindness and I always repay my debts. Listen well, for I will share with you information that should prove to your profit. You know what guild leaves are, I trust? There's a variety that calls for culinary expertise. They're known as a trade craft leave, and they provide an excellent opportunity to hone your skills while earning coin. If such work interests you, I recommend you speak with Tamukri of the Adventurers Guild, and on that note, away with you. I've actually been doing this for my leveling. New skillet. I also like that the skillets can oftentimes, like, the skillets and the weaver item, they call it needles, it's really a needle, tend to have like the best different appearances at the moment. Oh, and the saws for carpenter. This one is not particularly exciting, but sometimes they have like unique designs or little monsters painted on them, and I like it. On a skewer tip, Langseth wants you to speak with Ingham, who he suspects has botched another order. Well, if it ain't young Yaranthe, and judging by the burdens on your hands, and you've been working hard at your cooking. Good on ye. You're an inspiration to your peers, lad. Especially Ingham. Aye, he's been working like a man possessed since that business with the grilled dodo. Not that it's made much difference. Truth be told, I'm convinced he's made a pig's ear of things again. He hasn't told me as much mind, but it's writ plain on his face. I've tried to pry the story out of him, see if there's aught I can do. But he bites his tongue when I'm around. Stubborn sod. Anyway, I was thinking, might be as he'd open up to one of his peers, and seeing as how you've had such an effect on him thus far, I reckon he might be just led for the job. So do us a favor and coax a story out of him, would you? Oh, and lend him an hand if he needs one. You again? What have you come for this time? Oh, I see. The good master has you spying on me now. He thinks I'm incompetent and can't be trusted to do my own work. Oh, who am I fooling? If Master Linksass thinks that I'm incompetent, because I am. With me, it's one bungled order after another. It shames me to reveal this to you, of all people, but I've offended one of the Bismarck's regulars. Oh no. The man, Minamaga is his name, has a soft spot for meat kebabs, and so I thought I'd impress him with a complimentary skewer. Only to have his expression turn sour the instant he took a bite. I'll never forget the steel in his voice when he said that he would have words with the management. I meant to add luster to the Bismarck's proud reputation. Instead, I tarnished it. I want to set things right, but I don't know how. Minamog is still out on the terrace, but I just can't bear facing him again. Not this soon. Gods, what am I to do? I'll talk to him for you. Huh? Oh no. I can't be ordering anything else. Why are you still here? Let me guess. You've come to apologize on behalf of the sorry excuse for a chef giving me that god's awful meat kebab? Well, I'm afraid the damage has been done. I haven't served second-rate food at the Bismarck. And it's only right the man responsible should be dismissed. And I mean to see to it that he is. Do not mistake my intention. I do this solely to preserve the Bismarck's good name. Were it to become known that Linksath was employing the services of inferior chefs, this once fine establishment would soon fall into disrepute. You have yet to speak a word. But I take it you are not pleased with my evaluation. Very well. If you would have me believe this incident was an aberration, and not, in fact, indicative of a general decline in standards, I suggest you convince me with your cooking. I will not have it said that I am an unreasonable man. Make me another meat kebab, one fit for consumption this time, and I shall reconsider my stance. Alright, I'll make it for you. Watch me. Here it is. So, meat kebab requires 1 dodo tenderloin, 1 paprika, 1 ruby tomato, and 1 table salt. This is the last table salt that I have left over for when I had to craft them for something else for the Culinarian skill. I forget what it was now. I think it was like it was the fish? That sounds right. It gave us 5 table salts, and I used up 1 for that. Then I used up other 3 for guild leads, and I have 1 left. The ruby tomato and paprika I got via gathering. The tomato was in Middle Lenosha doing some botany, and the paprika was Western Lenosha with some gathering. The dodo tenderloin, however, I got by killing dodos earlier in the game. You can also buy them from Jossie in the guild. So let's craft right in front of this man. I'm almost tempted because he's kind of being a jerk about things. Let's see if we can make this high quality. Why not? %20 chance. Ah, dang. Oh well. And where's my meat kebab? The other fellas attempt may have been unpalatable, but at least I didn't have to wait for it. Bitch, I cooked it in front of you. There it is. Finally. Now, unless you have any objections, I shall sample it in your kitchen. That way, I can treat links out to my opinion, with the flavor still fresh upon my palate. Alright. Come on. Well, well. It would seem you have made amends for your fellow chef's failure. This is as moist and flavorsome a meat kebab as I've ever tasted. And I've tasted more than I can count. As a matter of fact, I consider myself something of a connoisseur of the dish. And you know more than a little about its preparation. Would you like me to tell you what I think your colleague did wrong? Did he undercook it? First of all, in his eagerness to seal in the meat's moisture, he left it searing for far too long, producing something akin to charcoal. Oh, that's bad. Not so with your dodo. It surfaces char just enough to be aromatic, while the middle is still moist. Second, your friend grilled all the ingredients together, even though tomato and paprika require far less time over the fire than meat. And considering he overcooked the meat, well. To your credit, you did not fall into this trap. Last but not least, your friend was too heavy on the salt. Those with underdeveloped palates may beg to differ, but it is the harmony of sweet, sour, and salty that makes a meat kebab. And yours, my friend, struck the perfect balance. Which brings me to my conclusion. I was wrong to assume that the quality of your colleague's dish was indicative of general decline in standards. It would seem that Bismarck's reputation is in no immediate danger. Thus, reassured, I shall forget about the incident. Master Linkseth has done well to train such a capable culinarian such as yourself. I pray you continue honing your skills under his tutelage. Oh, Ingham? You're welcome. I just saved your job. Yaranthe! Just the man I was looking for. Words already reached me ears about what you got up to while I was away. To hear him tell it, you single-handedly restored old Meat Among's faith in the Bismarck. For that, you have my gratitude, lad. And Ingham's, too. I told him to thank you in person, but he's too bloody proud. Don't hold it against him, though, eh? I've already forgiven the dastard. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I ain't never been one to give none of the mind the axe for buggering up a dish or three. There's no denying their patients are important, but they ain't me main reason for being here. Nay, my first duty is the training of culinarians, and even if the good name of this restaurant suffers for it, you won't see me shedding no tears. You know why, son? Because the people will ultimately make this place, and more than anything else, it's their passion for cooking that I wants to bring out. Truth be told, there's only one reason I'd send a man away: if he stopped wanting to be a culinarian. Of course, I doubt that someone else will ever apply to you. In the short time you've been here, you've already proven yourself more than capable. And so long as you keep your nose to the stove, you're only ever going to get better. I look forward to seeing what you're capable of, and tasting it for good measure. Thanks. We got a new knife. Releasing a burden. Oh no. Linkseth is concerned about the health of a certain guild member. Oh, do, Yaranthe? Been taking care of yourself, son? Remember, if you ain't got your elf, you ain't got nothing. Speaking of elf, one of our lot has been, ain't been her, well, her normal self of late. Diving Dove's her name, and she's having a bit of trouble letting go, judging by the grimace she's been wearing. I told the poor woman she should take care of herself. Better care, really. But she'll barely leave the kitchen for anything, which is probably how the problem came about. Now it comes to think of it. Anyway, if it ain't sorted soon, I'm worried she's gonna burst. Do you know what a pixie plum is, son? 'Tis a fruit what's native to Curthis, and just the thing to help solve Diving Dove's problem. Trouble is, they're bitter as sin when fresh. Which is why plenty of cooks don't cook with the thins. Of course, what they don't know is you can get rid of the bitterness by drying them. Better still, doing so brings out their natural sweetness without affecting their other properties. giving rise to the noble treat that is a dried plum. Now, I would have made these myself, but we ain't got no plums at the moment, and I can't very well leave me post to go get them. So I needs you to do the procuring and the making in me stead. You can pick the plums in the wild if you're fond of foraging. Failing that, take a gander at the market board in West Stalker's Alley. Oh, and once the dried plums are ready, see that diving dove eat some, would you? Aye, and I want to avoid letting on about the whys and the wherefores. Touch the subject and all that. Alright, let's make some food. We don't have to infuse it with materia unlike every other crafter quest at this level, which is good because I don't know what you would do infusing food with materia. That would be weird. So, to cook dried plums, we only need one pixie plum, which I got, he's saying in Curtis. I got it from Upper Lenosha. So I'm fairly certain. That's what I have written down. I kind of want to go double check the site again just to make sure, like, hey, I wasn't crazy, right? I wrote down the correct place. Because Lenosha ain't Curtis. Yeah, Upper Lenosha. I don't know what this guy's on about. Yeah, even if I right-click the gallery method, maybe they used to be in Curtis and they just moved them and never updated it. I don't know. It's weird though. Anyways, let's cook some plums. You want me to give you my opinion on your handiwork? Boy, I'm busy. Well, the guildmaster said, fine, whatever. I don't have time for this. Well, I guess my dodo won't need turning for a little while still. So I suppose I can spare a moment. Let's go to the upper floor. Oh, these are lovely. What kind of fruit did you say they were? Pixie plums? Well, I never. There isn't a hint of bitterness about them. The drying process rid some of that, you say? Huh. I had no idea. In truth, the only thing I did know about pixie plums is that they're a traditional remedy for... Oh, god damn it! Now look here! We barely exchanged 2 words when you joined this guild, and yet here you are being presumptuous. What? Wait, I'm sorry, what? It was all the guildmaster's idea. Oh, gods. Has the man no decency? This was an outrageous invasion of my privacy. Unforgivable and, strangely moving. As busy as I am not so busy as Mr. Linkseth. Yet somehow he wants the time to look after his many charges. I could scarcely spare a moment to look after myself. I've been working so hard. But maybe effort is not the answer. Perhaps I just need to relax a little. Thank you for the gift. I promise to take better care of myself in the future. What was she implying with the plums? The only thing I could think of is needing to use the bathroom. Did the pixie plum say anything? No. It says it's grown in the Curtis region, but it's not. It's grown in Western Lenosha, or Upper Lenosha. Fuck. Staff, what did you do? You say anything? I don't know. But apparently she says she has problems eating. Oh, we got a skillet. Oh, my armory chest is full. I gotta take care of that. It is so easy to fill that up when you're leveling things. Winning friends with Ul'dah. Linkseth still appears to be concerned about Diving Dove's health. Great time in Yaranthe. Just so happens, I've got a task for you, what'll test your ingenuity in the kitchen. Diamond Dove's looking a lot less tense thanks to your dried prunes. But she's still a bit on the pale side for my liking. Woman needs some red meat in her, if you ask me, and I want you to cook it. A nice big all-goat steak should put some color back in her cheeks. Thing is, Diamond Dove don't much care for the meat. All goat's tough as leather, you see. It's got a pretty pungent flavor to boot. Islanders just about the only folks that enjoy it. Safe to say, you need to do something about the texture and taste if you want Diamond Dove to eat your old goat steak. Got all that? Good. Now run along, eh? What do I do though? Figure it out. Okay. Curiously, this doesn't have to be high quality like our other crafters. All the other crafters like at this point, they're just like, oh, make this item be high quality. Culinarian don't care. There's no material building. They're not making me do high quality. Will I ever? I'm not entirely sure. I'm actually gonna check really quick because now I'm kind of curious. Let me see. Oh, they will. Next quest. So for some reason, Culinarian is like a quest behind for making me start doing things high quality. Well, I guess we'll talk more about high quality when we get to that point. Beyond that, let's make some old goat steak. So it requires 1 old goat check, 1 table salt, and 1 garlic. The garlic we got by doing some botany in Western Thanaland. The table salt had to be crafted from rock salt. 1 rock salt creates 6 table salt. It's so incredible. And the old goat chuck, well, I had to kill some Myotragus nannies and billies out in Eastern Thanaland. So with that all said, let's cook. Alright, Diamond Dove, I want you to test my cooking. Oh, you'd like my opinion without a ditch? Very well. What do you have for me? Steak. Oh, is this what I think it is? If so, I must warn you, I'm not particularly fond of old goat. My evaluation may not be the most objective, but if you insist. My word, are you certain this is old goat? It's not chewy in the slightest. Done a fine job with tenderizing the meat, I must say. What's more, I can scarce make out the pungent flavor. It remains, to be sure, but it's somehow pleasant. Almost delicious when complemented by garlic. Being rich in iron, old goat is supposedly good for you, but its texture and taste leave a lot to be desired. Which is why I've always loathed the stuff. How ironic that you should choose me of all people to sample your... Is this another one of the Guildmaster schemes? They're trying to nurse me back to health? Link's out! Get the hell out here! He ran away claiming to use the bathroom again, didn't he? That son of a... Oh, I said I would take better care of myself, didn't I? Apparently, he thinks he knows better. At any rate, it does nothing to detract from your achievement. You've made me change my mind about Ul'dah, and that's no small coup. No chef in my native Ul'dah would have gone to such lengths to make the meat appealing. They would have just dismissed it as lowly fare, unworthy of their time. Ul'dah cuisine is a true product of life in the Sultanate, you see. Rife with pomp and pretense, I began my career there, but soon grew weary of all the charlatans masquerading as gourmands. To hear them speak, one would assume that gold leaf was an essential part of every meal. Fools. That is why I came to Limsa Lominsa. And thank the gods that I did. Here, the people's love of cuisine is simple and pure, and it shows in the dedication of our guild members. Not a day goes by that I do not count myself fortunate to have been given the opportunity to work alongside fine culinarians like you. Thanks. Got a new knife. Chef's Bane cometh. Linksap wants you to cook for a distinguished guest in his stead. Bollocks! Me and Mao in the bloody... What the hell? Me and? Oh, the bloody hell am I meant to cook with one bloody and? Oh, of all the goddamn times I could have heard it, why did it have to be now? Forgive me language, son. Don't worry, it ain't serious. Well, it is a bit serious, to tell the truth. I've got a knackered me and... What the hell? Okay, your language is starting to fuck me up here, Linksaf. I've got a knackered me and trying to catch a fallen crate, see? Italy at all, but it's like a bastard. Can't so much as scratch me arse with it. Never mind all the skillet. Wouldn't be so bad, but we've got ourselves a bigwig coming to dine today. One of the most powerful men in Ul'dah. Now, I've been in the business for decades, and I ain't no stranger to coddle dignitaries what whine about the color of their bloody crockery. And now there's too many parsley garnish on top of their soup. But this ain't no ordinary cuddle dignitary we're dealing with. This one fancies himself as a food critic. And he's always out to find fault, real or not. And that ain't the worst of it. Owing to his influence, he's driven more than a few respectable establishments into the ground. For this, he's earned himself the name of the Chef's Bane in culinary circles. Each time the man's dined at the Bismarck, I've personally done the cooking so as to avert disaster. Don't get me wrong, I've got complete trust in all me chefs. If the Bismarck goes under, the guild goes with it. And that ain't a birdie I can put on just anyone's shoulders. But this time, someone else is gonna have to fill in for me. And I want that someone to be you, Yaranthe. You've proven yourself more than capable, and in high pressure situations besides. I'm confident you won't let us down. You'd do well to begin by talking with Dive and Dove. Being a native of Ul'dah, might be she knows something about the Chef's Bane. Or rather, Lord Lolorito. Oh boy, Lolorito. I don't know if we've been introduced to him at this point in the main story with how the episodes are going to be uploaded, because I'm doing this before we get there. But I know who he is. Oh boy. I'm aware of the situation, but don't panic. Though the Guildmaster is indisposed, all is not yet lost. In case you're unfamiliar with our distinguished guest, he is the head of the East Aldenard Trading Company. Though you may not have heard that name before, you almost certainly have heard of the many famous brands it owns, such as Eshtame's Lapidaries and Sunsilk Tapestries. Lord Lolorito's countless successes have made him the wealthiest man in Ul'dah, a place where wealth and influence are synonymous. It goes without saying that he's a seat on the Syndicate, the cabal that rules the Sultanate. Lest you wonder, Ul'dah is only notionally a sultanate these days. Anyway, as is often the way with men of means, Lord Lolorito is a lover of fine cuisine, and as the Guildmaster doubtless mentioned, he's made a name for himself as a ruthless food critic. The man has a penchant for making life miserable for us chefs. Indeed, he never places an order, but demands instead that you impress him. And therein lies our first dilemma: what to serve? Lest you think the fates unduly mischievous, I'm happy to report that the odds are not wholly stacked against us. It just so happens that Lolorito's butler, a fellow by the name of Nunapesa, is dining at the Bismarck at this very moment. This is the golden chance to learn what manner of dish Lolorito craves. Go to Nunapesa on the terrace and try to coax the information out of him. Good luck. Oh dear. Alright, Nunapesa, you wanna salute your master for me? I'm sorry? I think I may have misheard. Did you say that you will be preparing Lord Lolorito's meal? Well, this is rather unexpected. But if Master Linkstaff suffered to entrust the task to you, then you must not be without skill. You show what my master desires to eat. Ha! Finally, it occurs to someone to ask me that very question. It is my duty to see that my lord never wants for comfort. And naught pleases me more than to see Lord Lolorito in high spirits. As such, I should be glad to share with you what I know. Shortly prior to arriving in Limsa, my master spoke of being seized by a craving for a hearty meal of meat. Though he did not mention a specific dish, I happen to know that smoked raptor is a particular favorite of his. To say, a man of such refined taste as he would expect no less than the finest sample of the dish. I hope this information serves you well. Lord Lolorito is due to conclude his business negotiations presently, and will desire to take his meal thereafter. Once the smoked raptor is ready, pray, bring it to me. I shall see it delivered to my master. The higher the quality achieved during synthesis, the greater the chance the finished item will be of a higher grade, or high quality. All of our other crafters had to start doing high quality crafting with their level 25 quests. Culinarian, for some reason, doesn't make you do it until level 30. Don't know why. Maybe there was a memo that got mixed up somewhere. But, here's what we need to do. We're going to make some smoked raptor. There's the button. I couldn't find it. This requires... Where is my table salt? Actually, do I have a rock salt in my inventory right now? I do. We're just going to craft a new set. I'm pretty sure I have some on a retainer. Yeah, I forgot to take it off of them. Whoops. Fine. I'll just make more. There. High quality table salt. You saw me make it. Smoked raptor also obviously requires raptor shake, which you can get by killing raptor-like enemies such as the lindworms in... Where was that? The Central Shroud. There's also olive oil, which you craft using Cinderfoot olives, which I gathered from Lower Lenosha with botany. Then there's a sun lemon that we gathered from Lower Lenosha as well with botany, and black pepper, which came from Central Thanalan using botany. So with that all said, let's cook. Alright, we're gonna do waste not, we're gonna do innovation, we're gonna do basic touch, and standard touch. And now we can just do veneration to finish our cooking. It's not at max quality. Huzzah. Remember, Lord Lolorito will accept nothing less than the best. Your smoked raptor must be the finest example of the dish, prepared with the utmost skill. How about this? The smoked raptor is ready? Good. Now, I trust you won't object to an inspection. Lest you worry about your handiwork being defaced, my years serving Lord Lolorito has taught me how to taste with sight and smell alone. By the gods, this raptor is sublime! The merit of cracked pepper and stun lemon becomes an irresistible fragrance that perfectly complements the aroma of the meat. The flavor is rounded out with the mellow fruitiness of olive oil, which also gives the shank a lustrous sheen that tantalizes the eye. I have presided over Lord Lolorito's dining table for many years, and I can say without reservation, this is the most delectable smoked raptor I have ever had the pleasure of not eating. It is of little wonder that Master Linksat deemed you fit to cook in his stead. I doubt that even he could have delivered a better rendition of my master's favorite dish. You, sir, are quite a culinarian. Ah, but I sense you are more relieved than flattered. Hardly surprising, I suppose. Much and more is said of my lord's uncompromising approach to cuisine. While I will not refute the rumors, you may rest assured that the Bismarck has no cause to worry. Now then, if you will excuse me, I must see my lord's meal delivered to him. You may look forward to hearing his judgment anon, and entirely without trepidation, if my senses do not fail me. Pray, send Master Linksat my compliments. Oh boy. You did it, Yarate. You impressed the pants off Lolorito's butler. None Pesa knows his master tastes better in his own, and its approval is all the assurance I need. The guild's safe, and it's all thanks to you. You never cease to amaze me, Yarante. You came to us with nary any knowledge of cooking, and now you're like a second left hand. Well, that didn't come out right. What I meant to say was, you're as useful to me as the end I hold my skillet in. With something no Culinarian can do without. You've got it in you to be one of the finest chefs in the realm, and I would see you fulfill your potential. What is wrong with me? Promise me you'll keep at your cooking. Of course. Tales of the Hand. And the greatest tales ever told. What are these achievements? Complete all the Assignment of the Hand quests available at level 30. Oh, dang! And then complete all the class quests available at level 30. Nice! And we got a crown for that. Can we wear that as the bunny boy? No. Okay. Well, we did get a new something else. Frying pan, that's what it is. The bomb frying pan. Which I want to take a look at real quick because it's got a design on it. So, you know what? There we go. Hide the UI. It's got a bomb impression in the bottom of it. I really like it. I think it's so cool looking. I love the ones that are like this. Like, yes, do that more. Of cooks and books. Linksath wants you to learn about other aspects of the restaurant business. Oh no, you're not going to make me balance the never mind. I'm just gonna accept. Right, good of you to drop in again, Yarante. You'd be surprised how many of your guild mates stop coming all together, thinking they know all what needs knowing. But as any scholarly would tell you, the learning never stops, and I speak from experience. There's some that say I'm the best in the realm, but there ain't a day what passes that I don't discover something new. Now, you and me, we're chefs, first and foremost. But there's more to the restaurant business than just cooking. That's why I want you to speak with Letitia, our bookkeeper. No, that's what I was afraid of. Afore coming to us, she herself was a scholarly doing customs work at Mealvan's Gate. You stand to learn much and more by seeing things from her perspective. No, I don't want to balance the books. No. Ah, Yarante. The chef who prepared Lord Lolorito's meal in the Guildmaster's stead. Thanks to your heroics, the Bismarck's reputation came through unscathed. We all owe you for that. So, what brings you to my counter? Master Linksath would have you learn about the restaurant business at large, you say? Why, of course. It will be my pleasure to share with you such knowledge as I possess. But before we begin, I could do with a bite to eat. It's been a long and busy shift, and I haven't had a chance to sit down to a proper meal. By way of board, might I trouble you to prepare some ratatouille for me? And call me spoiled, but please make it the most exquisite serving you can manage. My thanks in advance. Oh, great. Where am I gonna find a rat? Alright, high quality ratatouille. This takes a few ingredients. You need a wizard eggplant, which I got from doing some botany in the North Shroud. Ramhorn zucchini, which I got from botany in Eastern Lenosha. Ruby tomato, which is from Middle Lenosha botany. Laurel, which is from botany in Southern Thanalan. Lavender oil that I had to craft using 4 lavenders, which were gotten from botany in the Central Shroud. And finally, Garlean garlic, just one, which I got from botany in Western Thanalan. Bit of a journey to get these ingredients. What? Oh, because that's high quality. We're speaking of... Oh, that starts off at a good boost. Wow. Alright, waste not. Innovation. I like how... I didn't really notice this before, but I like how the animation for that... Like, we were taste testing. Incredible. Devs, Whichever one of you had that idea, great work. Highly appreciated. Alright, it's at max quality, so now basic synthesis. And we're done. I don't mean to rush you, but the ratatouille takes much longer. I fear I'm like to pass out from exhaustion. It's right here, man. Such an enticing aroma. I will enjoy this right away. I can't remember the last time I had such tasty ratatouille. That was truly wonderful. With my hunger sated, we can now delve into the kind of work I do here. In fact, you have just witnessed one of my more important duties, keeping track of our members' progress. I've found that sampling each person's rendition of ratatouille gives a marvelous insight into their growth. Owing to its simplicity, the vegetable sauté lends itself well to variation, allowing the chef to pour himself into its creation. Indeed, your own bespeaks your ability to create a quality dish under strict time constraints. Do not underestimate that skill. You'll find a great deal of a restaurant's success lies in performing tasks expeditiously. As an example, some other services I provide are procuring ingredients, ensuring our equipment functions, and perhaps most importantly, listening to our customers. If any of these tasks were ignored for an extended period, it is fair to say the Bismarck would fall into chaos, and our name would lose its considerable luster. Well, I trust you now have something of an insight into my responsibilities. I only wish that all our members shared your curiosity about what goes into running this place. At least you didn't make me balance the accounts. Alright, we got a new frying pan though. Oh, my armor chest is full again. Jesus. Ugh. We'll just do that for the moment. Check out our new triple glasses. Yeah, look at that. It's so stupid. Does the new frying pan have a good design on it? Or is it just basic? It looks basic. Yeah, it's just blue on the outside, white on the inside. Dang. Sadness. Diplomacy of the Skillet. Linksath wants you to assist Letitia with a matter of great import. Oh, Yaranthe, you're just the lad I was looking for. Or just to say, it'd be the lad what Letitia was looking for. She's in need of some practice hands, and you've got the only one she'll trust. Well, besides mine, of course. But I've got my own matters to attend to. Take fair warning, though, Yaranthe. The better you get, the more others will turn to you. It's a fine feeling, being relied upon, but it can be a right pain in the arse, too. Any road, enough of me prattle. Run along and find out what Letitia wants. My thanks for agreeing to help, Yaranthe. Now, I will tell you the details of your task, but I must ask that you keep it at the utmost confidence. The Admiral is scheduled to host an afternoon tea for visiting dignitaries, and the Bismarck has been called upon to provide the repast and refreshment. I can already feel the pressure here. Oh God. I've been charged with conceiving the menu and require help making a few sample dishes. I will be grateful if you can prepare a blood currant tart, a serving of pastry fish, and a cup of chamomile tea, all of the finest quality. As a woman of the sea, the Admiral drinks liquor like most folk drink water, but the same cannot be said of her guests. Hence the afternoon tea as opposed to, say, a dinner banquet. Alas, we know little and less of their taste besides that, so I am forced to consider a wide variety of options. It has proven to be quite a task, but with your help, I am confident that we can serve up a menu to please. We're making a few things here. Alright, so let's start off with the blood currant tart. I had to make this for I think it was a leave quest for leveling. It's like, Jesus, all right. Or maybe it was a green company turn-in. Either way, it requires 1 pie dough, 1 blood currant, 1 smooth butter, 1 maple sugar, 1 natron, and 1 gelatin. Pie dough had to be crafted using a few materials as well, meaning sunset wheat flour, which is crafted with 4 sunset wheat, 1 table salt crafted out of rock salt, and 1 mineral water, which I could just buy from Jossie, right over there. The blood current was gathered through botany in the South Shroud. The smooth butter also had to be crafted using 2 buffalo milk, which I can also just buy from Jossie over there. Wait, I bought that from Jossie, didn't I? No, I did not. I actually bought it from the marketplace. Up in, not the marketplace, the Limsa NPC market is what I mean. What else is there? The maple sugar, which is crafted from maple syrup, which is crafted from maple sap, which is gathered from the Dwarf Shroud with botany. Natron, which I had to craft using effervescent water and rock salt. And the last thing was... oh, wrong one. Gelatin, which was also crafted. A lot of crafting had to be done here. It was crafted though using a bat wing and a brass loach fish. Yeah. Anyways, let's make the start. Alright, first thing done. Now for pastry fish, which also is crafted using a pie dough. I don't need to go over that one again. Also raisins, which were crafted using 1 lowland grape, which you can gather in Lower Lenosha with botany. Also desert saffron, which I did botany in Southern Thanalam to obtain. Table salt, crafted using rock salt. Almonds, which were gathered with botany in Eastern Lenosha, and a mirror apple, which was gathered with botany in Kurthis. Let's get it made. Ah, so close. There we go. Wanted to get that guarantee on the quality. Alright, and then next is the chamomile tea. This requires 1 chamomile, which is gathered through botany in Upper Lenosha, 1 honey, which is crafted using 3 beehive chips. I've been holding on to some honey for a while now. I don't know when I crafted it, but I've had extras. The beehive honey chip, though, or the beehive chip, though, is gathered in the North Shroud. And then the last item is mineral water, which again you can just buy. I could have used the high quality honey and I did not select it. Whoops. It'll be fine. And we've got everything made. Look at us. How are the items I requested coming along? Lest you forget, it's a blood currant tart, a serving of pastry fish, and a cup of chamomile tea that I need. All of the finest quality. Got them right here. This is a tantalizing medley of aromas. I cannot wait to sample each one. You have outdone yourself yet again, Yaranthe. As soon as our guests seat themselves at the table, their noses will be enticed by the rich, relaxing fragrance of chamomile. Having taken a warming sip of the tea, Their attention will turn next to tart and pastry. For an instant, they are at a loss, as both dishes are prepared with such loving detail. Is this mere food to consume, or art to admire? They feel a twinge of sadness they must deface such beauty, but that sensation is short-lived, for no sooner do their teeth break the flaky crust than they experience a veritable symphony of tastes and textures. The making of pastries and sweets demands not only a delicate hand, but artistic sense besides, and you, Yaranthe, are possessed of both. I can recommend you to the Admiral without reserve. I owe you an apology and an explanation. I wasn't being wholly forthright with you. While I am indeed tasked with conceiving the menu for the Admiral's functions, it was also my job to select the guild member who will serve as her chef. I'm sorry, what? And I am thrilled to inform you that the honor shall fall to you, the man who passed my test with flying colors. There is no doubt in my mind that you will represent the Bismarck admirably. Keep up the fine work, and be close at hand for when the Admiral has need of you. This pressure is too much for me. I must go to the sea and swim. Away. Far away. Get on a boat and go away. Can't do this. Nope. I'd rather go fight the Ul'dah weapon again. We got a new knife, and we got a hat that we won't be able to wear. Because the game hates Vera. A taste of home. Linksat has received word that a foreign dignitary has arrived in Limsa Lominsa. Oh. Ooh. I'm told you passed Letitia's test with flying colors, and now you're to cook for the Admiral's official functions. Well, the time's come for you to begin flexing them culinary muscles for the good of Lominsan diplomacy. Aye, order after the bridge just now. A foreign dignitary has come to Limsa, and the Admiral wants us, by which I mean you, to fashion the meal all together. Letitia's got all the details, so you'll want to speak with her. Go and do us proud, Yaranthe. Oh boy. This is too much pressure. I've been waiting for you, Yaranthe. As I'm sure Lynx hath informed you, we are playing host to a man of some importance, an emissary from the Holy See of Ishgard. Oh. We haven't had much interaction with them. I mean, there was Hirschafont and a couple people, but beyond that, your task is to prepare a dish that will satisfy him. When the Admiral receives foreign visitors, she ordinarily requests that we serve them the best of Lominsan cuisine. This time, however, she wishes to treat her guests to a taste of home away from home, a gesture of goodwill. To this end, you are to prepare a serving of Demaio gratin. It is a baked dish of F-tail and propotos, creamy and warming. It is a mainstay in the cold climes of Ishgard. Suffice to say that only the finest sample of the dish, made with only the finest ingredients, will do on this occasion. So unlike all of our other crafters at level 45, they all require you to craft 3 things. Culinarian only wants 1 thing, but Culinarian did want us to do 3 things at once with level 40 quest. I feel like sometimes the Culinarian quest designers missed a few memos, or like they got them out of order, but I don't really care. It's fine. Demaio gratin has a few ingredients that we need for it. First of all, you need a popoto, which you can gather with botany in Eastern Thanalan. Guardian garlic, which you can get with botany in Western Thanalan as well. Black pepper, which is in Central Thanalan with botany. Nutmeg, which is in Eastern Lenosha with botany. Sweet cream, which you actually have to craft using 1 buffalo milk, and you can buy buffalo milk from Jossie over here in the Culinarians Guild, so that one's easy. And the last thing on here is F-tail, which the only way to get that is to go kill some F-like enemies. Personally, I go for the mud puppies in Mordona. But let's get this made. done. Nice and easy. Is the Demail gratin ready yet? Remember, only the finest sample of the dish will do for this occasion. Ah yes, it certainly looks and smells the part. Now let's see if the same can be said of the taste. Oh my, simply exquisite. The crust is baked to golden perfection, and breaking it yields the creamy goodness beneath. You're breaking into the food that I just crafted for the dignitary. What are you doing, Letitia? You're gonna make me craft another one, aren't you? F-tail tends to be lean and sinewy, but grinding it solves the problem. The Ishgardians have prepared the meal in this fashion since eras past, and I am pleased to see that you have done likewise. They've been making this meal for eras, but they've only been a winter wonderland for 5 years. You said this was for like traditional meal there because of the cold. Letitia, make it make sense. As to the potato slices, they are boiled enough to be cooked through, and not so much as to render them bereft of texture. In summary, your Demail gratin leaves naught to be desired. Lest you wonder, the dish takes its name from one of Ishgard's oldest and proudest families. House Demail has long stood at the forefront of castle building. Legend has it that the family created this dish in order to fill the bellies and warm the hearts of their workers, and I am confident that your rendition will do the same for our esteemed guest. Today, your culinary creation shall serve not only to sate hunger, but also to close the distance between nations. You can hold your head up high, Yaranthe. Keep up your efforts, and soon, you will become the equal of Master Linkstaff himself. New frying pan. Will it have a cool design? I hope so. No. It is a basic frying pan. I am the sad. Revenge of the Chef's Bane. Linkstaff needs to prepare a banquet fit for a Sultana. Thank the gods you're here, Yaranthe. The Admiral's due to receive the Sultana of Ul'dah, and the Bismarck's been called on to handle the welcoming feast. But that ain't the half of it. Well, the Sultana specifically requested that your cooking be served. It seems word of your talents reached her grace's ears, and not would do, but she must sample your culinary creations. Now that's all well and good, but there's a bleeding lot at stake here. Pleasing the Sultana would win you more acclaim than aught else you could do. But if you was to bugger it up, well, I'd rather not dwell on it. Right now, all I know if she's keen to dine on Summit, tasty. But if you want to guarantee your royal client satisfaction, you don't need to learn what she's hankering for. As always, you can count on the help of your guildmates. For starters, you'd do well to consult Dive and Dove, one's from Ul'dah, as you know. It might be if she can offer some insights into the Sultana's preferences. Off you go now, and good luck! Oh boy. In Ul'dah, commoners like myself stood with a chance to see the Sultana in the flesh. It is a great honor, being called upon to prepare her grace's meal. But I warn you to proceed with caution. I'm sure you will recall Lord Lolorito, your erstwhile patron. Well, a troubling rumor is circling to the effect that he arranged this royal visit. As a member of the Syndicate, it's entirely within his powers to do so. And if the whispers can be believed, Lolorito's sole purpose for bringing the Sultana to Limsa Lominsa is to humiliate you, Yaranthe, and by extension, the Bismarck. Whatever his reasons, it would seem he is still intent on proving our creations wanting. So as to preserve our good name, it will be to your benefit to do as the Guildmaster suggested and learn all you can of the Sultana's tastes. For this, I recommend you consult Letitia. Knowing her, she's already been looking into the matter. Letitia, please help. I've been expecting you, Yaranthe. I may be more bookkeeper than chef, but I'm no less a member of the Bismarck. As such, I mean to do all in my power to succeed in pleasing the Sultana. Lord Lolorito has gone to great lengths to prevent us from discovering the Sultana's preferences, but discover them we shall. At any given time, there are a great many Ul'dahs visiting Limsa, be it for business or leisure. I suggest you begin by learning all you can from them. You might also wish to speak with Rub Epikin, a former colleague of mine at Miovan's Gate. As a customs officer, she has an overview of exports to Ul'dah. I've realized this may be a stretch, but we cannot have too many hints. So Lord Lolorito just could not be satisfied with the fact that we made him a good meal. He's like, nah, I feel like being an ass and trying to ruin you. Yo, you would know about the Sultana? Her Grace is possessed of good heart. That much is plain. But if you ask my honest opinion, she is rather young to be ruling. Oh, her preference to the table. Oh, I get it. Sorry, my bad. In that case, I happen to know for a fact she is partial to crowned pie. Aye, I once went to a patisserie to buy one, only to be informed that her Grace had bought out the entire shop. That's a gross misuse of money. They're gonna expire before you can eat them all. Just order one each day instead. Why, yes, I do have to come from Ul'dah. Is there something you require? Oh, you want to know what the Sultana likes to eat? Well, I scarce qualified to judge such things, but I do recall this one time I went to the market. There was a vendor crying his stock of meats, but the fellows be believed his beef was bought for the royal kitchens to be used to make beef stew for her Grace. Hope that helps. It might. We talk to two more people. It looks like they're on the other sides, or the other half of Limsa. Let's get a good warp down there. Okay, Hawker's Alley, and then, okay, yeah, there's Miovan's Gate. Rose. What the Sultana likes to eat, you ask? Well, I cannot claim first-hand knowledge, but some moons ago, there was an article in the Mithril Eye. Her Grace was on a royal visit to Gridania, where she reportedly fell in love with a local dish, something called Trapper's Quiche, if memory serves. Interesting. Alright, let's get to Miovan's Gate and find out what the last bit of information we can get is. Ah, you speak from the Bismarck. Letitia sent word that you might be along to learn what manner of cuisine the Sultana enjoys. While I do not have plain answers for you, I can tell you that F's tails suddenly vanished from the lineaments and markets right before her Grace arrived. Some investigative work revealed the tails were snapped up by the East Aldenard Trading Company, which is chaired by none other than Lord Lolorito. Somehow I doubt this is a simple coincidence. After all, when one thinks of F tail, one can't help but think of the eponymous dish F steak. I would wager that Lord Lolorito seeks to prevent you from making it. All the more reason to repair a plate, no? Which is surprising, because haven't they said before that, like, F steak is not a popular meal because what was it? It was either like it had a bad flavor or it was difficult to eat. I don't remember exactly what it was now that I think about it. But I do recall there's something about that. Alright, Letitia, I learned of 4 things. It's good to see you returned, Herente. Judging by your elated expression, I think your investigation has borne fruit. 4 potential fruits, you say? Huh. Enough steak, a bowl of beef stew, a serving of shepherd's quiche, and a crowned pie. Picking which one the Sultana has the greatest tinder for is a quandary. So, why not prepare all of them? This is to be a grand banquet, is it not? It would certainly not be taken amiss were you to present several dishes. With that settled, best you get to work. Needless to say, all the dishes must be prepared to the highest standard. Once they are ready, please deliver them to the banquet venue. Xanthale at Bulwark Hall, and he'll grant you admittance. This is the moment of truth, aren't they? Go, and do us proud. So, much like the Weaver quest, where you didn't have to do any materia nonsense, there's no materia to be done with cooking, so instead they're making us create 4 dishes. Lordy. So we're going to start with the F steak here. This takes 1 F tail, which I obtained by killing some mud puppies in Mordona. Black pepper, which is obtained by doing some botany in Central Thanalan. Garlean garlic, which I obtained through botany in Western Thanalan. Sour red that I actually bought here in Limsa. I bought it from... Actually, no, I didn't buy it in Limsa. You can buy it in any of the 3 main cities on the marketplace. There's one guy that's like, oh, trade cost supplier or something like that. That's where I bought that. 1 cider vinegar that I had to craft using... Oh, what was it called? Oh, it was fairy apples and mineral waters. The mineral water I could buy. The fairy apples I had to get by doing some botany in the East Shroud. And then there was laurel, which I obtained by doing botany in Southern Thanalan. So let's get cooking. I am an inch bit worried here. Oh, now you give me an excellent? Unfortunately, I can't make use of it. Unless... His 20% chance to create this dish as high quality is god-awful. But... here's what I'm thinking. Let's do Tricks of the Trade. Doesn't use a turn, but... Oh, it didn't give me enough CP? Wait. It only gave me 20 and I was at 0. Well, shit, that actually doesn't help me. Unless... I need to do... Oh, no, nothing's... Yeah, we're gonna do Veneration. This is my best gambit here. Okay, now I can do 1 run doing Hasty Touch and just wondering, will it work? Okay, I bumped it as far as I can. We got it on a 34% chance. Hell yeah. The second thing we need to make then is beef stew using 1 sunset wheat flour, crafted using sunset wheat, 1 buffalo sirloin obtained by killing large buffaloes in shoot, where was that place called? Which map was that? Eastern Lenosha. That's right. Black pepper, as we've already mentioned. Wild onion, which I got by doing some botany in Western Thanalan. Another sour red, and another mineral water. Actually, I guess, yeah, mineral we mentioned that we could buy. Just any... I think actually Jossie might sell it. Yeah, Jossie sold it. Alright, let's get the beef stew made. Perfect quality. Alright, doing good so far. Item number 3, Trapper's Quiche, is crafted by using 1 F-tail, 1 Apkalu egg, obtained by killing Apkalus in... Where did I kill these? Eastern Lenosha. 1 pie dough, which is its own big craft using more sunset wheat flour, a table salt, which was crafted using rock salt, and another mineral water. Been a lot of mineral water so far. Cream cheese, which I had to craft using 2 night milk and 1 sweet cream. Sweet cream also had to be crafted using 1 buffalo milk. Nutmeg, which I got by using botany in Eastern Lenosha. And then finally, 1 Midland basil, botany in Eastern Lenosha. So, let's make this. I really hate the percentage for high quality. Like, we had 1,000 out of 2,000 quality, but high quality was like, yeah, you're like, I'll give you like a 14% chance of success. Like, why? What is your dysfunction? That's not how math works. All right, one last dish. The crowned pie. This takes another pie dough, 1 mirror apple, which is obtained by doing some botany in Kurthis, 1 maple sugar, which is crafted from 1 maple syrup, which is crafted from 1 maple sap, which is obtained by doing botany in the North Shroud, 1 cinnamon, obtained by doing botany in the North Shroud, 1 almonds, obtained by doing botany in Eastern Lenosha, and 1 tiny crown, which can only be obtained by buying it from Jossie. Let's make a pie. And we're done. All right, we're gonna take it to Bulwark Hall. Can I jump up here? Oh, dang it. You're the Culinarian, Yaren Zantog. I'm informed that you'll be serving an F steak, a bowl of beef stew, a serving of Trapper's Quiche, and a crowned pie for the Admiral's banquet. My lords and ladies are beside themselves with anticipation. Pray, do not keep them waiting over long. The dishes. Yeah, everything appears to be in order. You may enter. Looks like she likes it. I do declare that was the most magnificent meal. My sole lament is that I cannot eat another bite. Would that I had the girth of a goobu. It gladdens me to see your grace so well satisfied. Forsooth, never have I known such satisfaction at table. You did not exaggerate when you told me that a culinarian of surpassing skill was to be found in Limsa. You are that culinarian, are you not? Thanks to you, I have tasted heaven. My gratitude is yours. How could you possibly have known every one of the Sultana's favorite dishes? Curse you! Instead of being humiliated, he ends up winning her Grace's adulation. Bah! Did you say something, Lord Olorito? Nay, Your Grace. I was merely admiring the cuisine. As you say. That's code for bullshit. Now then, my dear Culinarian, pray, tell me your name. I would send to you a gift befitting your service this day. My name is the Warrior of Light, Yaranthe. Oh, you can understand that I requested you by name? Forgive me, but there appears to be a misunderstanding. I had entrusted the arrangements wholly to Lord Lolorito. Uh-oh. Busted. Eat shit, Lolorito. Alright, let's go back to report to Linksath. Let me up here. Damn it. There we go. I've heard all about it, Yaranthe. You did it again. God's bless you. To the Sultana herself praise your cooking as a taste of heaven? Hells, even I can't boast of such a feat. The Admiral commends me for your training, for training such a fine culinarian. But I didn't know more than teach you what it means to be one. Make no mistake, 'twas you what did all the hard work. You've surpassed even myself for fame, Yaranthe. There ain't nothing let that can tell you, what you don't already kin. I'm prouder than I've got any right to be. Nay, 'tain't no modest accomplishment, lad. And from here on, you'll go on to reach even greater heights in our craft. But wherever you end up, always remember me words. It's passion that makes a culinarian. With that passion close to your heart, go on and put smiles on the face of the folk with your cooking. You can be sure I'll keep striving to do the same. Alright, so we're gonna get a new skill, Chantico, and we get some culinarian gear. First of all, I need to know, can I wear the hat? No! I want to wear the hat! Oh, such a disappointment. Alright, we'll check the stats. That is 7 more control and 2 CP. On the gloves, it is 7 more control and 2 CP. And on the boots, 10 more control and 3 craftsmanship. Easy choice. I was only going to go with the headgear if it was something that we would actually be able to wear. This concludes the Culinarian quest for Final Fantasy XIV, Realm Reborn. In order to undertake the next series of quests, you must first meet the following requirements. You must have completed the main scenario quest before the dawn. Once you have done so, the next Culinarian quest will be available from Linksath. Alright, let's get our new stuff. And then I gotta see, does this frying pan have anything cool? It's a different shape, but is there something on the inside of it? Oh, there's a little like a, I don't know what you call those. There's lines in it, but that's it. Well, with that, I have gotten all of our crafters to level 50 and done all their class quests. Huzzah.